welcome to my little world YouTube channel. This is Manjula. Today we will discuss another chapter of biology section, that is control and coordinations. Today we will start with the new topic. Okay. What is meant by the control and coordinations? What are the contents which are present in the control and coordinations? It is very simple. It is all about the lesson. The content of the lesson is all about our the nervous system as well as the hormonal system, and whatever the body is given the response to the stimuli, that is whatever the changes takes place in the environment, our body is going to give the response. That response is given by the two system in a human body. Either some of the response are given to the stimuli, or the change, whatever the changes takes place in the environment, some of the response is given by the body with help of nervous system, and some of the response is given by the body with help of the hormonal system. Only we will study the whatever the response is given by the body to the external environment, that is a stimuli. Stimuli is nothing but anything change in the environment, we can call it as a stimuli. Whatever the stimuli takes place in our surroundings, that stimuli is going to get the response from the body. That body response, whatever the given the response from the body, that response is given through the two systems, that is called as one is a nervous system, another one is a hormonal system. Today we will discuss in detail of this one. This control means we are controlling some of the things, and what is meant by the main important, that is a coordinations. Coordination is nothing but suppose the body processes takes place in our body. Either it may be the, for example, teaching. Now I am teaching the control and coordination. This is one of the process. By performing this kind of the process, our different parts of our body is help to conduct this process. For example, by teaching, whatever the organs are or whatever the body parts are participate in this activity, means mouth, tongue, and brain, and hands, eyes also. For teaching process, this is one of the process. To perform this process or to achieve this process, minimum 2 to 3 body parts, or minimum 2 to 4, 5 like this body parts are syncing, or they are joined together to perform some activity. This is nothing but it is a coordination. Not only teaching, whatever the process, either it may be the life process or it may be the normal process, whatever the process which takes place in our body, so some of the remaining body parts are joined. They are joined together and they are help to continue that process, that is called as a coordination. So shall we give the definition for that coordination? Coordination is nothing but a synchronization of different parts of the body. The different parts of body are syncing and they are synchronization. After that, they are help to process that activity. Synchronization of different parts of the body to perform some activities. This is called as a coordination. Synchronization of different parts of the body to perform some activities. Then these control and coordination systems are classified into two categories. One is a nervous system, another one is a hormonal system. The nervous systems is again classified into two categories. One is a central nervous system, another one is a peripheral nervous system. In a central nervous system, we will study in detail of the brain as well as the spinal cord, and in a peripheral nervous system, we will study the cranial nerves as well as the spinal nerves. Okay. Already I told you that the response which is given to the stimuli from the body, that response is, some response are given by the nervous system through the nerves. That is called as a nervous system, and some of the response is given by the hormones or the chemicals secreted by our endocrine glands. Those hormones, the response is given by the hormone, that is called as a hormone system. Today we will discuss in detail of the nervous system. Okay. How the response is given to body, to the nerves or the stimuli is the basic structure of nervous system is called as a neuron. Neuron is nothing but it is one of the structural and functional unit of nerves. The basic nervous system, basic fundamental content of the nervous system is called as a neuron. Today we will start with the nervous system with the basic fundamental thing, that is called as a neuron. This is roughly I will draw the diagram. These are the hair-like structures are there, no? Those are called as dendrites. These are the small hair-like structure. These are mainly important. What is the main function of the dendrites are? They are carry the messages from the sensory organ. Of course, the nerves are carry the messages, of course, but these dendrites are first receives the message which from the sensory organ. Whatever the message is given to the neuron or the nerves, that message first it is entered into the one part of the body. That is a nerve or neuron, that is a dendrites. These are dendrites. This is a nucleus, and this open space is called as a cell body, or you can call it as a cyton. This tube-like structure is there too. This is called as a axon. This covering is called as a myelin sheath. This is a nerve ending, or you can call it as a neuron ending. Okay. How the message will transfer from sensory organ to the, this is a neuron. This is a kind of the neuron. These are the different parts of what you call neurons. Okay. The hair-like structure. The first message which is transferred from the sensory organ, first that message is reached to the hair-like structure is called as a dendrites. After the dendrites, that message will transfer to the cell body or cyton. Through the cell body or cyton, it is passed into the what you call axon. From the axon, it is enter into the nerve ending. So from nerve ending, how the neurons are present in the nerves means, this is kind of this. Consider this is this much of length of nerve. In this nerve, here are the neurons. From one neuron to another neuron, the message will transfer until it reaches to the central nervous system. That is to the brain. So like that our systems are there. So from one neuron to another neuron, the message will transfer from sensory organ to the brain. So from the sensory organ, the message will enter into the neuron. In that neuron, which part of the neuron is received means dendrites are receives the message from the what you call sensory organ. From the sensory organ it will receive, and it is sent to that message to the cell body, axon to nerve ending. Then how the nerve ending message will transfer to another neuron. This is one neuron and another neuron. How this message will transfer from one neuron to nerve ending to another neuron of the dendrites. This is very important. That is a conduction of the nerve impulses. And I am saying that the message will transfer. How the message will going to be transfer means, that is in the form of electrical impulses. Like this, the message will transfer like electrical impulses. Okay. This is what you call the neuron will receive the message from the sensory organ. Sensory organ, already know that the 5 sensory organs are there. Whatever the message is sending from the what you call sensory organ, the first message will go, reach to the what you call neuron. In that neuron, dendrites will receive. Then how the neuron transfer message from one neuron to another neuron? It means consider how the conduction of electrical impulses will take place in the nervous system. This is another neuron. This is okay. This is nerve. This is a nerve. Inside the nerve, 2 neurons are there. Now we will study how the message will transfer from one neuron to another neuron. Like this will transfer, and it will reach to the final destiny, that is called as what you call brain. First, already I told you that the dendrites are receives the message from the sensory organ. From the sensory organ, it will enter into the cell body. From the cell body, axon to nerve ending. Suppose you assume that the message will come and collected in the nerve ending. From nerve ending, how it will transfer to another neuron means, so from the nerve ending, this space is there. No, in this space, how the message will transfer? That is transferred in the form of electrical impulses. The message up to the from dendrites to nerve ending, that is, it is present in the form of electrical impulses itself. When it is entered into that space, the space between the nerve ending of one neuron and the dendrites of another neuron, this space is called as a synapse. It is very important. What is meant by the synapse? It is one of the space between nerve ending of one neuron and dendrites of the another neuron. Here the dendrites are there. Dendrites of another neuron. There is a space is there. In this space, these electrical impulses are converted into the chemical impulses. So chemical impulses, this space is called as a synapse. After these chemical impulses, once it is entered into the dendrites of another neuron, again they are converted into the electrical impulses. Until and until they reach to the nerve ending. After the nerve ending, another dendrites are there, no, another neuron. Again that space is, in that space again they are converted into the chemical impulses. Like this, they are converting the how the electrical impulses into the chemical impulses. Again they are converted to electrical impulses, chemical impulses, electrical impulses, chemical impulses. Like this, they are reached to the destiny, that is the brain. Like this, the conduction of nerve impulses will takes place. What happens in the synapse is nothing but simple, very simple. That is, the electrical impulses are converted into the chemical impulses. That space is called as a synapse. What is the where the synapse is present? That synapse is one of the gap between nerve ending of one neuron and dendrites of another neuron. In examination, they will ask explain the conduction of nerve impulses. On that time, you have to explain conduction of the nerve impulses takes place in the how the dendrites are receive the message from the sensory organ and they are sent to the nerve ending. From to the nerve ending, the messages are present in the form of electrical impulses. So when they are reached to the dendrites of another neuron, there is a gap. That gap is called as a synapse. In that gap, the electrical impulses are converted into the chemical impulses. When they are entered into the dendrites of another neuron, again that chemical impulses are converted into the electrical impulses. Like this, they are transferred to the brain and they are whatever the message carried, they are given to the brain and they get the response from the brain, again reach to the effector organ. That I will discuss in the different kinds of neurons are there or nerves are there. I will discuss in a later. Okay, this is a conduction of nerve impulses. This is a basic or introduction part of the control and coordination. I hope you guys are understand. Next video we will discuss the different parts of the brain, very important. That is our first part of the nervous system. Later we will discuss. Okay, thank you.